Hello everyone. If you are consider yourself a spiritual person or perhaps you are pursuing a spiritual journey on yourself, don't you want to know the factor that help you to strengthen and secure your spiritual journey? In this video, we are going to explore the 4 important factors that help to reinforce your spiritual advancement mentioned by the Buddha, which will help to lay down a solid foundation for your spiritual achievement. Let's hang out with our great teacher, the Buddha. Have you ever wondered about the meaning of life and how to live life noble, how to live good life? People these days, they don't ask this kind of question, and that is why they never look for the answer about life and the meaning of life. Surprisingly, people in the past, they take this kind of question seriously. They're really looking for the real meaning of life and how to live good life. Socrates once says, an unexamined life is not worth living. The Buddha said similar thing. He said, if a man can live for 100 years, but he never reflect on his own life, what is life and how to live good life, comparing to a man who can live just one day, but this man think deeper through the meaning of life and try to figure out of how to live good life. This man who can live just one day is worth living than a man who can live 100 years. By listening to this, I hope it got you thinking about the meaning of life and how to live good life. It is said in order for us to have a fulfilling life, we have to make sure that these 3 elements are fully mastered. First, healthy body. Second, healthy mind. And the third, healthy spirit. Okay, what is mean by healthy body? We may not be able to 100% free from illness, but at least we can make sure that we have less illness in our life by maintain a healthy eating habits, eat good food, exercise regularly, and have enough rest. And then we can have a healthy body. The second element is healthy mind. Healthy mind comes in the sense with a calm, peace and joyful mind. The mind with less worry, the mind with less agitated. How can we regain and maintain such quality of the mind? There are many meditation techniques that are available that you can choose. There are also a mindfulness practice that we can apply into our daily life. By select the right technique of mindfulness practice and meditation practice, it helps us to again regain and maintain the quality of our mind. Then we can have a healthy mind. And now we come to another important aspect of life, which is the spirituality. What does it mean by spirituality? What comes to your mind? If you're thinking about your own life, is there anything else besides just getting education, having good job, getting married, having good companions, accumulate more material wealth, and perhaps having a luxurious vacation from time to time? Are there anything else beyond those mundane living life cycle? If this got you thinking, perhaps you can be called a spiritual person. Being spiritual means having an understanding that you are a part of something that bigger than yourself, bigger than just get up in the morning, going to work, making a living, having children and dying. There must be something bigger and more important than that. If we reflect on this deeply, and that help motivate us to looking for the ultimate meaning and purpose of life, of being a human being. The question is, what would be the factor that help us to explore the spiritual dimension in our life more effectively? One of the Buddha teaching, he mentioned something called the 7 sappaya. Sappaya means the conducive factor or conducive environments that help one to dig deeper into one's own spiritual quest. But in this video, I'm going to summarize those 7 factors to 4 factors to help us to easily understand and easy to put into practice. So what are the 4 important conducive factors that help us to develop our spirituality? First, the Buddha mentioned about place. What would be the place that conducive for spiritual development? You may be thinking of, oh, I have to stay in the forest, the quiet place, then I can meditate better, then I can understand more about my own life. Well, if you can, that's maybe one way, but in the reality, that may not be an option, right? So we need to work, we need to live with our family, we need to do a lot of things at the same time. We also want to explore the meaning of life in a deeper dimension. So place in this case, we may be looking at the place that you are staying right now. Is there anything that you can do to make that place more conducive for your spiritual development? If you get up in the morning, do you fix your bed? Is your bedroom clean and organized? What about your bathroom? What about dining hall? What about the toilet in the house? Basically, wherever you go, your house, in your car, at work, at school, can you make sure that your place that you're living in is clean, is organized? Because when you are living in the place which is always clean and always organized, that gives you a peace of mind, that gives you a comfortness. Just by looking at it, when you come home from work and you open the door, you see your house is clean, your bedroom is clean, your bathroom is clean. Without doing anything, you already feel peace and calm already. And that helps your mind to be relaxed, and then you're ready to go back and practice your meditation. Ideally, the perfect place should be the place that less noise, less crowded, more quiet, not too far, not too close from the city, easy to get access to wherever you need to go. From time to time, you should find a meditation retreat center nearby your house or in your community so you can join them, because that environment is usually quiet, less crowded, surrounded by spiritual people who love to meditate and looking for wisdom to improve their life. And that's the first factor. It's about conducive place. And second factor is about food. Why food is so important? Why the Buddha mentioned about food? In the monastic training, food is also one of the factors that all the monks need to master. Not only know when to eat, not only know how to eat, we need to know how much should we eat. We need to know when should we stop eating. Because if we don't eat correctly and properly, we cannot maintain a good physical health in the long run, and that affects everything. Without having good physical health, we cannot enjoy or do whatever we love to do more effectively as we want to. And that is why eating is one of the most important in the spiritual journey. So in this case, you must make sure that you do your best to develop a healthy eating habit. Know what to eat, know how much to eat, know when to eat. Do you normally randomly eat whenever you want to do? If you do, I suggest you to adjust your eating habit. From my own experience, when someone ordained, we are put in the strict structure. We wake up on time, we go to the morning chanting on time, we're having breakfast and having lunch on time. And we only allowed to eat 2 meals a day. We're not allowed to eat anything after lunch, only water and some juice, and that's all. At the beginning, I didn't really understand, and I feel struggling because I get hungry in the evening. And later on, my body get adjusted to this structure, and I realized that after a few weeks, my body feel lighter, I feel less worry about the body, and that helped me to meditate better. Because when the body is relaxed, the body is fresh, then the mind can come back and stay in the body much easier. So reflect on this. Food is very important for us to make advancement in the spiritual journey in the long run. Cultivate the new eating habits, more healthy eating habits, then you are on your way to be success in your spiritual journey. And what about the third factor? It's about the people. The people that you hang out with has a big impact in your spiritual development. It is said the book that you read and the people that you hang out with, they have a huge impact into your life. And I couldn't agree more. When it comes to the spiritual developments, you need to make sure that you hang out with the like-minded people, people who love meditation, people who love to find peace of mind, people who love to better themselves into a wholesome path. And where can you find them? When we talk about people, in this case, we can include the book, we can include the seminar, we can include anything that when we deal with them, when we hang out with them, it gives us the value, it gives us the motivation to go further down to the spiritual path. If you hang out with the wrong crowd, oppositely, they will drag you off the road of spirituality. Well, just enjoy life. We only have one life to live. Just enjoy, just do whatever you want to do. Don't worry about the future life. Don't worry about the meaning of life. Watch out for the people that you are hang out with. They have a big impact in your spiritual development. And now we come to the last factor, which is called the Dhamma. To me, this is probably the most important factor in the spiritual development. When we talk about Dhamma, I refer to wisdom. Without having wisdom, we cannot success in anything in life, including the worldly life and the spiritual life. The word Dhamma is quite broad. And how can we define the Dhamma? In this case, the Dhamma refers to the true teaching that help lessen greed, hatred, and delusion in our mind. Whatever teaching that you hear that help to lessen this defilement into your mind, greed, hatred, delusion, worry, anxiety, whatever it is, and that is considered the Dhamma. And there are many ways to acquire the wisdom, starting from hanging out with the Buddha by get back to his teaching and put his teaching into practice. The thing is, the Buddha is not around, but we live life with a lot of people around us. So if you pay close attention, you may be surprised that people around us, husbands, wives, children, we can learn a lot of things from them. We can learn Dhamma from them as well. For example, if your son said that you should stop drinking, you should stop smoking. To me, this is a Dhamma. Why? Because the way your son said to you, it got you thinking. And when you think of what he said, you probably want to quit smoking or quit drinking. And that helps you to distance yourself away from the defilement in your mind, from greed, from hatred, and from delusion. And that is one way of looking at the Dhamma. So we should realize the importance of understanding the Dhamma or the right teaching. Wherever people give the Dhamma talk, wherever people talk about the good book, wherever people talk about the meditation retreat, why don't you get yourself into that circle, the circle of learning, the circle of continue developing yourself, hanging out with them, and that helps you to regain confidence, develop more faith toward your teacher, toward the wisdom that you learn, put everything into practice, and then you are on your way to be success in your spiritual path. In short, the Buddha mentioned about 4 factors that conducive for the spiritual development. He talked about place, he talked about food, he talked about people, and he talked about wisdom, which is the Dhamma. If you reflect deeper, the 3 factors that we mentioned earlier of how to have a healthy body, how to have a healthy mind, and how to have a healthy habit, they are already incorporated in these 4 factors. So please reflect on this, and again, put everything you learn into practice. I believe that everyone deserves to know the meaning of life and find the ultimate and the real purpose of life. Truly wish everyone success in your spiritual journey. Namo Buddhaya.